Welcome back, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. My name is Jason. I will be your host on this CFL talk show, Hussey's Huddle. In this video, I give my game predictions for Week 16, the final week of the 2021 CFL regular season. But really quickly before we get started, if you want to support the show by hitting the like button and subscribing to Hussey's Huddle for more CFL content just like this, I greatly appreciate it. And with that said, let's jump into the final week of the regular season here. Not a lot of drama left in terms of how the standings are going to play out. I think we have a couple really competitive games on paper this week. Not necessarily the most consequential in terms of, affecting the standings. We really only have two games that matter in terms of that. And we're just going to start on Friday with the game between the Montreal Alouettes and the Ottawa Red Blacks. And the spread on this game was 13 points when I just checked. I'm checking here Thursday night, kind of pre-recording this for Friday morning, so you guys get it early in the morning. But 13 points in favor of the Alouettes in this one, and you can believe it, with these previous three matchups between these two teams this season, Montreal winning all three of them, a couple of them by quite a bit. And it's going to be really interesting to see if Montreal can keep the pedal down and continue that momentum from last week beating Winnipeg. I know it was against the backups there, but we'll see what happens with Montreal trying to still fight for a home playoff game here in the 2021 season against Hamilton. Going to be really interesting to see if they can continue to do that, if Trevor Harris can continue to play well at quarterback for the Alouettes. I think, they have such a big advantage in terms of this defensive backroom for the Red Blacks matching up against these great wide receivers for the Alouettes and Jake Wieneke and Eugene Lewis. Eugene Lewis is actually having a fantastic season, by the way. It really has become one of the best receivers in the CFL this year. So watch out for that matchup. Really just dominating the Red Blacks this season. So we'll see what happens there. I expect the Alouettes to roll in this one. Give me a final score of 31-7 in favor of the Alouettes in this one, with them covering the spread in this case. And even though it's 13 points, I think they're going to cover it. Then the second game of the week is one that doesn't really matter too much, and that's between the Elks and the BC Lions. Both of these teams are not going to the playoffs. This game is really to determine who is going to finish in the West basement this season. If Edmonton wins, they actually finish ahead of BC, despite Edmonton having this horrible stretch in the second half of the season. BC's on this huge losing streak, just can't buy a break the second half of the season. And so we'll see if they can finish strong with Nathan Rourke starting at quarterback, the Canadian kid. For Edmonton, Taylor Cornelius again at quarterback. They're playing their second game of the week after playing on Tuesday against Toronto. It's going to be really interesting to see who wins this matchup. I'm going to go with Edmonton to win an extremely close game. I really don't know who to pick in this game. There's so many factors. I could see BC playing hard, trying to win, and really snap out of this big losing streak and not finish on such a poor note like that. But I think Edmonton, they're fighting for jobs there. The head coaching position, Jamie Elizondo, really wants to win this game to, find his job for next year. And I think Edmonton is, they're playing so many games in such a short time frame. I think they sneak a close one out here, and ultimately they'll win the game 20-19. Just a gut feel. Really don't feel too confident about it, but I'm going to be watching the game nonetheless. Then on Saturday, a game between the Saskatchewan Roughriders and the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Saskatchewan, not much to play for in this game. Absolutely nothing to play for, actually, in terms of the standings. Already locked up home field for the playoff game next week against Calgary. But Hamilton has everything to play for. They really want to have that home playoff game against Montreal. And if they win, they will have that home playoff game against Montreal. And I expect them to win this game because I think Saskatchewan's going to be resting a lot of their guys, especially after the first quarter or so. I really think they're going to just bring all of the switches in and really bring in all the backups. And I think Hamilton's going to take advantage. There's just a huge motivational advantage in favor of the Tiger Cats in this game. And ultimately, I think they're going to get this done. I think Hamilton's defense really going to put on a show. I really don't know what to expect of this offense any given week this year. It's anybody's guess. They looked great during that 3-game winning streak against the 3 non-playoff teams. Then they laid an egg last week against Toronto. So we'll see what happens with the Hamilton Tiger Cats offense. But I think they do enough to find a way to get it done and secure that home playoff game. because Saskatchewan's going to be resting all these guys. So ultimately, I expect kind of a lower scoring game in this one. Give me a score of around 22-17 in favor of the Tiger Cats. And the spread on this one was actually 6.5 points, so it could go either way, honestly, with the spread. I think Saskatchewan will keep it kind of close throughout the game. Hamilton doesn't seem like they have the ability to put away good teams in the second half. I really am interested to see what happens with this game, but I'm going with Hamilton to win it. And then Winnipeg and Calgary, the final game of the regular season here. And this was a great game early this season. This is when Stamps rookie Jake Maier was starting at quarterback when Bo Levi Mitchell was hurt. But this game really doesn't mean anything to either side. It's more about staying healthy because both these teams are going to be ready for the playoffs in ensuing weeks. And it's going to be interesting to see how long both quarterbacks stay in the game. I believe both Bo Levi Mitchell and Zach Collaros will be starting the game. They'll probably play a few series or so, get them out of the game while they're still healthy, and just so they can stay in rhythm and shake off the rust. I really understand why Winnipeg's doing it because they don't want to have like 3 or 4 weeks with Zach Collaros not playing. I understand that. I also understand if you just want to wrap him in bubble wrap and not play him till the West Final. Completely understand that with his injury history. But for Calgary, I really don't understand why they're doing this. I get that Bo Levi Mitchell has had an up and down season. He would like to continue that momentum from last week against BC. But then again, you're playing next week against Saskatchewan. So going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But like the Edmonton and BC game, I really don't have a good feel of who's going to win this game. It's kind of a coin flip in my mind. But I'm just going to go with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to win it. I know just the basic pick of the whole season is just the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to win every week. They've kind of helped my game picks record be better than it should have been really throughout the season. So I'm going to go with Winnipeg to win the game. Really a gut feel. Give me a final score of, I don't even know, 24-23. I think it'll be a close game with a lot of backups playing here in the second half and the second quarter. And it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. But again, a meaningless game for the standings. We'll see how it goes. And with that said, those are going to be my picks for Week 16. And I want to thank each and every one of you for watching all of these Game Picks videos this season. It really means a lot to me. I'm 39-20 on the year, which I'm very proud of because you look around at a lot of different records in terms of the guys on CFL.ca that make their predictions and other fans that do this along with me. And I think that stands out as one of the better records you'll see out there. So I'm really happy. Hope we finish strong this week. Again, I would like to know who you think is going to win in the comment section. And we're going to do a whole bunch of predictions for the playoffs. So stay tuned for that. And with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.